St. Kitts just revoked 13 citizenships and blacklisted 2 big international agents. But let's not be fooled by the integrity talk. This isn't about cleaning up the program for Europe or defending national values. This is about one thing: making sure their money straight. When you peel back the headlines, it becomes painfully clear. This is about dollars, not due diligence. Because if the full payments had been made, none of this would have seen the light of day. The integrity narrative, that's the cover. The real story is about tightening the cash pipeline and punishing anyone who messes with their revenue stream. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Caribbean Spot. Today's video is all about the CBI purge in the Caribbean, St. Kitts and Grenada. Let's get into this video. So the government of St. Kitts revoked citizenships from 13 investors and their dependents. These individuals were already granted approval, but later flagged because they failed to meet the full statutory investment requirement. They didn't lie on their forms. They weren't accused of being criminals. The issue was simple: they didn't pay. They didn't pay in full. In addition, the government blacklisted 2 well-known international marketing agents, Latitude Consultancy and Riff Trust, for promoting the St. Kitts passport below the legal investment threshold. So these firms were telling clients basically they could get the passports for less, and that undercut the government's own minimums. It's clear St. Kitts isn't cleaning house out of principle. They're locking down control over the money, the process, and anyone who gets in the way of their profit margin. And, do what you gotta do, right? So let's call it what it is. This was never about protecting the country. It was about protecting the bag. This wasn't driven by national security concerns or any major policy failure. It was triggered because the government wasn't getting their full cut. Whether investors were misled by agents or not, the fact remains: they didn't pay what the law required, and that's what triggered the revocations. The agents weren't targeted for compromising the program's integrity, right? They were not selling it to scammy people. I'm not sure, I'm just saying what I see, right? Based on the reports. They were blacklisted for offering deals that cut the government out of full earnings. That's what the purge was really about. If you paid in full, you're safe. If you came in on the market, now you're the villain. And while applicants and agents face public fallout, there's been no accountability inside the CBI unit. No questions asked about who approved these underpriced deals. No audit of internal lapses. Just a clampdown on those who disrupted the money. Well, that's what they're reporting, right? Not the ones who opened the door. The government of St. Kitts says it has adopted a zero-tolerance policy toward abuse of the CBI program. That's the official line. But based on their actions, let's be clear about what that actually means. 1, they revoked citizenship from people who didn't pay the full legal investment amount. 2, they blacklisted agents for offering discounted deals. Yeah, you can get it for less on my side. That cut into the government's take. And thirdly, there were no national security breaches, no revelations of terrorism ties, no background check failures. So when they say zero tolerance, it's not about vetting, it's not about transparency or public trust. It's about zero tolerance for losing money. This isn't integrity enforcement, it's revenue recovery. The focus isn't on protecting the people, the same concerns the EU has. And let's not mention America, but the CBI program. No, it's not about security. It's on protecting the profit. And now, this break-in situation out of Grenada just proves what the EU and the US has been saying for years. The Caribbean CBI programs are riddled with weak vetting, profit-first priorities, and systematic loopholes that let dangerous people buy access to the world. And that dangerous loophole was, for example, in St. Kitts, the agents selling it for less, right? Reports indicate that Nang Tut Ong Grenadian citizenship was revoked in April 2025 after it was revealed that he had made multi-million-dollar donations to the Myanmar military, one of the world's most brutal regimes. Let's be clear about who this man is. Mr. Ong is an arms dealer. His company, International Gateways Group IGG, was publicly named as the top private donor to the Myanmar military in 2017, giving over 4.5 million to support a military that's been accused of genocide, ethnic cleansing, rape, you know what I mean, remove the G, and the mass slaughter of the Rohingya people. This wasn't a case of we didn't know. The red flags were all over the global press, sanctions were in place, his company and his actions were all documented, and yet the Grenadian government gave this man a passport in 2020 under the new National Party government. Frontier Myanmar, a respected investigative media outlet, openly questioned how could a man with this level of international sanctions get a Grenadian passport? That's not just a question for immigration. That's a question for the entire new National Party government that approved his application. Because this case isn't just about one man. It's about how many other dangerous individuals slip through, not only in Grenada. How many other officials, insiders, or political associates saw a big bank account and decided that was enough? How many friends of ministers, CBI agents, or cronies in high places rubber-stamped applications without ever asking, should we? Or Google it, like I just did. This proves that the NNP government failed the people of Grenada. They didn't just miss a name. They sold access to global mobility to someone whose money was soaked in blood. You want me to repeat that part? They sold access to global mobility to someone whose money was soaked in blood. And let's not pretend all those passport sales went into the national treasury either. Knowing how these crooked politicians with their crooked political systems operate, it's no stretch to believe that some of these same officials got rich, while, yep, some Caribbean nationals are still waiting for proper health care, working infrastructure, investment in local communities. This isn't about reform. This is about a dirty system that's been running unchecked. And now, thanks to media exposure, one bad apple got exposed, but the whole orchard is still rotten. Here are my final thoughts. Caribbean passports for profit or for protection. I don't know. Let's figure this out. At the end of the day, what we're witnessing in both St. Kitts and Grenada is not a defense of national integrity. It's a defense of income streams. In St. Kitts, the purge wasn't about fixing broken processes. It was about chasing down unpaid investments and stopping agents from undercutting the government's cut. In Grenada, a man tied to one of the most brutal military regimes on earth, with blood money and sanctions attached to his name, was handed a passport with seemingly no concern for the global implications. These are not isolated missteps. These are systematic failures rooted in a culture where passports have become products, yep, and governments have become brokers. Get it? And it raises a much bigger question for the entire region. How many of our Caribbean islands are actually using CBI money the way they claim? Where's the proof of development? Where's the infrastructure? Where's the public accountability? Because from the outside looking in, it's starting to feel like this is less about nation building and more about building private wealth. Less about nation building and more about building private wealth. And these programs being used as personal piggy banks for politicians and insiders. Are we running a regional passport economy that's slowly selling out our sovereignty and putting both our own people and our international partners at risk? The truth is, the integrity talk is not enough anymore. The Caribbean must demand real transparency, independent audits, strong vetting processes, and an end to selling passports to anyone with a flashy bank statement, no matter how many red flags are attached. Because this is bigger than investment. It's about protecting the reputation of our nations, the stability of our economies, and the safety of our global neighbors. We can't afford to trade short-term profit for long-term peril. It's time to clean up this industry before the world shuts us out entirely. So now I'm asking you, my Caribbean brothers and sisters, how much are we willing to overlook in the name of foreign dollars? Are we going to sit back while a few get rich and the rest of us carry the consequences? It's time for citizens to demand answers, demand oversight, and demand that these citizenship buy investment programs serve the people, not just the powerful. Call your leaders. Ask for audits. Ask where the money really went, where it's going. Ask how many dangerous deals have already been made in your name. Yep, you. We are the citizens, right? We the people. And what it could cost us all. Because if we don't hold them accountable now, we may wake up tomorrow locked out of international system, carrying reputations we didn't earn, and paying the price for deals we never approved. What do you think about what's happening in St. Kitts, Grenada, and across the region? Are we protecting our future or selling it off, one passport at a time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you believe in exposing the truth and holding power accountable. See you on the next one. Bye.